What if I told you there's a country where midnight sun paints the sky in liquid gold, where rugged mountains carve the coastline, and every peaceful village feels like a dream waiting to happen? Welcome to Norway. Today, I'm your guide through the top 10 most beautiful places in this Scandinavian wonderland. 10 slices of magic that will stir your senses and awaken your wanderlust. Introduction. Norway, a land of deep fjords, shimmering northern lights, and timeless cultural heritage. A country where the Sami reindeer herders still roam the tundra, where wooden stave churches whisper of medieval myths, and where modern design meets ancient nature at every turn. Here, culture is woven into the landscape. The quiet hum of a ferry across a fjord, the crackle of fire in a mountain cabin, the echo of a Viking saga in a stone church. It's worth exploring because it reminds you that beauty can be raw, untouched, and deeply alive, and that adventure doesn't always mean chaos. Sometimes it means stillness, wonder, and belonging. So buckle up, open your heart, and join me as we travel from number 10 to number 1, each destination more breathtaking than the last. 10. Senja. Picture this, an island off the northern coast, jagged peaks rising straight up from the sea, waves crashing on black sand beaches, and the aurora swirling overhead in silent green ribbons. That's Senja. Here, you walk along the shoreline of the dramatic Tungenset viewpoint, feel the spray of the sea on your cheeks, hear the gulls crying above the waves, and watch the light dance on the water as the sun hovers low on the horizon. The panorama is a painter's dream: silver sea, dark rock, and pastel skies. Senja's charm lies in its blend of stillness and power. You might sit on a driftwood log, wind whipping at your hair, and sense the ancient force of nature around you. A place where you feel small, yet infinitely alive. 9. Geirangerfjord. And just when you think you've seen dramatic, enter the mighty Geirangerfjord. This UNESCO-listed fjord plunges deep into the land, flanked by towering cliffs and thundering waterfalls. Imagine cruising quietly on the blue-green water, steam rising in the morning air, and the sound of cascading water echoing around you. The cliffs loom overhead, cloaked in moss and forest, a few remote cabins dotting the slope like tiny lanterns. The iconic Seven Sisters waterfall dances down the mountain face, a luminous ribbon of white against emerald stone. Here history meets geology. Viking ships once passed these waters, and today modern travelers float in silent awe beneath the world's most iconic fjord vistas. The stillness of the surface hides the immensity beneath, a humbling reminder of nature's scale. Mini hook. But wait till you see the next one, it's straight out of a fairy tale. 8. Lofoten Islands. Welcome to the Lofoten Islands. Here, the pastel-painted fishing villages, think red boathouses on stilts, sit against jagged mountain peaks that rise like frozen waves. The sea shimmers turquoise in the shallows, seabirds will overhead in raw Arctic air. You feel the salt breeze, hear the seagulls, and you might catch the scent of smoked cod from a drying rack near the harbor. At dusk, the golden light lingers and the peaks glow amber. Come winter, the northern lights burst in vivid curtains overhead. Lofoten offers the full spectrum of sensory wonder, from ocean to sky, from village cobblestones to snow-tipped summits. It's cinematic, and you're right in the frame. 7. Preikestolen, Pulpit Rock. Up next, a place where courage meets serenity. Preikestolen, or Pulpit Rock, is a flat cliff that juts 604 meters above the sparkling water of the Nærøyfjord. You've hiked through fragrant pine forest, the air crisp and alive, your boots crunching on ancient rock, until you step onto a sheer platform, no guardrail, just you, the wind, and the vast fjord beneath. The drop is dizzying, but the view? Unforgettable. You lean over the edge, you feel the rush of adrenaline, you see the fjord's emerald curve and the high mountains that clasp it. The silence is broken only by the wind and your own pulse. For a moment, you are part of the wildness, and it changes you. Mini hook. And coming up next, a village perched between peaks and sea, with a story waiting to be told. 6. Reine in Lofoten. This is the picture-perfect Norwegian fishing village of Reine. Tiny red rohrbuer cabins line the fjord's edge, their reflections dancing in calm water at dawn. Snow-capped peaks loom behind, their slopes mirrored in the glass-like sea. You stroll the wooden bridge, breathe the crisp Nordic morning, hear only the faint lapping of water and distant caws of crogaunt gulls. Here the pace slows. The cloth of everyday life is simple and profound. Boats returning with the day's catch, local fishermen repairing nets, the smell of salt and smoked fish curling in the air. Reine invites you to linger, to soak in the harmony of nature and human settlement, to breathe deeply and feel alive. 5. Trolltunga. Halfway into our list, we hike to an iconic miracle of nature, Trolltunga, the troll's tongue. After a challenging trek across plateaus, mountain lakes, and rocky ridges, you arrive, a limestone ledge suspended over a deep fjord valley. You stand on it. Below you, the water glows a mesmerizing blue. Around you, sheer cliffs drop away into mist-filled chasms. The air is thin, the wind cool, and you can feel the heartbeat of the mountain. You look out, and for a heartbeat you believe you're touching the sky. The sunrise paints the rock in warm peach. The world lies still beneath you, and you remember what it means to be alive. A place earned, not given, and worth every step. Mini hook. But nothing compares to what's next, ancient architecture under shimmering northern skies. 4. Borgen Stave Church. Step into the past at the Borgen Stave Church. This 12th century wooden church stands deep in the forests of Lærdal, its dragon-head roof ridges reaching toward the heavens, its dark timber walls echoing centuries of quiet worship. Inside, the scent of wood lingers, candlelight dances on carved capitals, and shadows play across the floor as creaks of ancient beams whisper of Viking origins. Outside the church, snow-dusty pines stand sentinel. Birds flit through branches, and the world slows to the cycle of seasons. Here, architecture and nature intertwine. The building seems grown, not built. The church is a sacred knot tying humans and wilderness together. In stepping through its door, you're entering a story older than you, and you feel honored to listen. 3. Tromsø. Prepare for city lights under Arctic skies. Welcome to Tromsø. Nestled above the Arctic Circle, Tromsø is a lively town with wooden houses painted pastel, the smell of fresh coffee drifting from cafes, and bars full of laughter under auroras. By day, mountains hug the horizon, the water laps at the docks, and cable cars climb steep slopes where you can look down on the town like a bird. By night, the sky can erupt in green fire, the northern lights dancing above the city and reflected in glassy water. You taste the Arctic salmon, warm your palms on mulled wine, laugh with locals who live where light and dark duel every winter. Tromsø is where culture meets wilderness, where you can ski a mountain, ride a dog sled, then step into a gallery or grab dinner, all in one unforgettable day. Mini hook. Get ready for pure nature in its most untamed form. You're about to witness wild wonders. 2. Jotunheimen National Park. Now we venture into the heart of Norway's high country, Jotunheimen. Walk among giants, peaks reaching over 2,000 meters, glaciers shimmering under sunbeams, lakes so clear you see the stones beneath. The air is thin, crisp, and full of promise. You hear your boots on the gravel trail, the distant rumble of ice calving from a glacier, the wind sighing across an alpine meadow bursting with wildflowers. You pause at the rim of a turquoise lake, gaze up at a sheer rock face, and feel the solitude and grandeur of it all. In Jotunheimen, you realize nature doesn't mind its own size, it revels in it. Hiking here is spiritual. Camping here is sacred. It is one of those places where the world feels bigger than you, and you're okay being a part of it. 1. Nærøyfjord. And at number 1 comes Nærøyfjord, a narrow, mystical arm of the sea locked between towering mountains, almost otherworldly in its quiet magnificence. You glide into the fjord on a small boat. Steep rock faces rise vertically from the water. Waterfalls slide silently down mossy cliffs. The light is soft, filtered through mist, like a dream half-remembered. The water is glassy, reflecting the peaks above. You breathe in the cool air, you taste salt and fresh mist, you hear the hush that blankets this place. Nærøyfjord doesn't shout, it whispers. It invites you to listen. It invites you to stop. And in that stop you find yourself. It's the final crescendo of this journey, where nature, serenity, and awe unite. As our journey ends, remember this. Travel is not just about seeing places, it's about being touched by them. Whether you've found yourself standing on Pulpit Rock or sipping coffee under the northern lights in Tromsø, you carry a part of Norway with you, a memory, a feeling, a whisper of wildness. So go forth, let the fjords call you, let the mountains humble you. Let the silence fill you. Because in a place as beautiful as this, you don't just return changed, you return alive. No matter where you travel, remember, every journey begins with a single step, and here in Norway, every step leads you closer to the heart of wonder.